Morning, gents. We are back on the first gen farm. I am going to be working at the co-op this morning. Got a little bit of P&K I got to spread for Arthur, and Arthur is going to be a huge part of today's episode. So click your seatbelts and hold on, because it's going to be a fun one. Diving right into the action, as you guys can see on the top left-hand corner, we have the highlighted field. We have been working out a deal with Arthur in order to get some new CRP ground. I need to get more grass for these cows. That's just a fact. And there's just a little under 8 3/4 of an acre that we can get from him for a couple $100 and seed it in as grass. The other major thing to note is that the other grass ground that we have needs to have the nitrogen applied to it. I want to put some urea on it. We've been having quite a bit of a cold spell in the middle of July, surprisingly. We do not want to apply it when it's going to be extendingly over 60 degrees, because urea can release something called ammonia, and if that's not regulated right, it can kill your plants. But we have a couple days this week that are really going to be in the chilly 55 to 58 range, and it's going to hold steady because we got a big warm front coming in at the end of the week that's going to rain. That's what we're trying to work our magic with, so we can get that 50% yield boost on our grass ground. The two plots we got to fertilize with P&K are the two blue fields up in the top right, and then the green ones are the ones we need to put the nitrogen on. All the rest of my ground is pretty much done. That is actually Arthur's plot right across from my farm. We need to talk to him about renting that piece of plot so we can really expand our farmyard. But until that time comes, we are just kind of stuck with the cards that we have. I am going to step out of my comfort zone and go and buy the front loader bucket for the little Farmall M, but in order to use that thing so it actually is not just sitting in a shed, we're going to pull the fertilizer spreader, since this guy's going to be preoccupied with the Farmall because it has enough power. It might look a little dinky, but we're going to make it work. If any of you love the first gen farm and you'd love to see us continue on with this series, making new content and making this farm something special, you gotta let me know by heading down below, hitting that like button, possibly subscribing, clicking the bell, and dropping a comment. Say hi. I love trying to engage with you guys if I can. Try to read the comments and give you guys some hearts from time to time. Just get our Navi set up and we are spreading. We don't have a whole bunch in the hopper, but P&K goes quite a long way, and our pay will be whatever we have left in the tank we can sell off back to the co-op, and that is what we take home. I want you guys to head down in the comment section, let me know, what is your preferred brand of sprayer? Is it something with John Deere? Are you a Terragator person? Are you a Case IH, New Holland? I mean, the options are readily endless. You even got the old pull behind best ways that we use in farm sim. Here's the fun story of the day. Back when I was in high school, I took a small engines class that we had a event come up for. I think it was something that had to revolve around 4-H. Well, I signed up to take the small engines test out of our group of like 5 people that went up there. Each person had a different category that they specialized in. I went up studying, practicing, and getting ready for a small engines test. That's what I was planning on. I get all the way there and they're like, nah, another guy was taking it. I got stuck on the sprayer test. I'm sitting in a room, mind you, I suck at math. I hate numbers with a passion, but I have to answer this test of if I have a 1,200 gallon tank of chemical and I mix it with X amount of gallons of water and I have a certain spray nozzle, if I'm spraying 1,000 acres for 25 minutes, how much does that go through the tank? I'm looking at this computer like I'm just sitting at the DMV and I have no idea what I'm reading. I felt absolutely stupid. Granted, the day was fun, but that test was rough. Luckily, the guy next to me also felt the same way, and he was even a farmer. Regarding completing up on the first headland pass, I love doing this spraying work. Ever since I figured out that, you know, these spreaders do the job a lot quicker, I pitched the co-op so hard, like, you guys gotta get this. This makes the job go by so much faster. Beans are still looking great. The corn's still looking great. I wish the big-time operator farm was as on track and on time as the first gen was, but that's kind of how the cards fell. Arthur and I have a very good partnership, and we really do help each other out. Let's have Daryl take over for us, because I want to show you guys that new plot that we're going to turn into the prairie ground. On second thought, why would we call Daryl when we got Arthur right here? He'd be just fine running this. He knows exactly how to operate it. Be right back. I left the Max D trailer on the pickup because we're going to have to go to the dealer and pick up that new bucket. And I don't understand why it's got to be $2,800 for a brand new bucket on the tractor. Wow, we are all over the road. What needs to be done will be done. I believe this is the plot. That is a big chunk of land. Arthur's going to let us use his drill. If there's anything that's going to help make this farm be in the positive, we have to network. You have to use the community around you. If you don't, you might as well just give up. All of this is supposedly going to be hay ground. I might have to invest in a round baler. That is going to be a lot of bales to pick up. Come on, man. I got a steal of a deal on it. The renting price was not that bad. I'd have to look at my papers to see how much it really was. Last thing I'll cover before we really start getting into the work. Look at how square this field is. That's what's going to be so nice about this, is that it's rectangular. It's not going to be wackadoo like the rest of our plots are. It's just up and down, left and right. Whichever way you cut it, it's a square. I'm going to run down to the dealer with the Farmall Super M, go pick up that new bucket, and then we also have to tote back the fertilizer spreader so we can get to our properties. Let's get down, turn around, go to town, the boot, scootin', boogie. I like books and done. If you do not remember the story behind the Farmall Super M, when we originally rented out the Dorito field, we were out scoping around, and in the tree line on the far south side of the plot, that little Farmall was like jammed up against a rock and kind of embedded in the weeds. Took it back, worked on some hydraulic lines, got it mechanically sound. It still does leak, but it needs to do something. It's just been sitting here for the last year, not doing anything. And today I'm hoping to make it the day it becomes useful. I really want to pull the rake with it, but the game says that it requires 75 horsepower to pull a 6-wheel rake. I don't think that's logical. This thing should easily be able to pull that, but it doesn't. So fertilizing might be our only option. Let's get you loaded. I personally would have loaded it closer to the middle of the trailer, but that's not my, that's not what Autoload wanted. Autoload wanted something different. I gotta go back and read the comments. I asked you guys a while ago if I should invest in a goosenecked one of these trailers. That way we can get a lot of the weight off the tongue. Look at how the truck's pulling. You do not want to see that going down the road. That is the fastest way to fishtail your front end and go straight into the ditch and roll it. Preferably not into the cows. I kind of need those girls to be able to make me some money. I didn't really skip any time from this episode to last episode, so cattle feed is doing just fine. The manure pit is what this tractor is going to be used to empty. I do not have a manure spreader, but we might be able to coax the co-op into getting one of those like Balzer slurry tankers, and that's what we can use it for. Someone in the comments mentioned that that's actually a thing, and I went, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. Oh shoot, I missed the turn to the dealer. Dun, 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 dun. Standard utility bucket. Nope, not the small one, but the big boy. Yes. $6,300 is all I have left in my name. We better start getting some crop in or something, because oh, my finances are going to kill me. I'm the one that chose to get into cattle. This is my own fault. I might have to go inside and ask the guys if it's okay that I leave the truck kind of parked in the back so I just go grab the fertilizer spreader. It'd be kind of pointless to drive all the way back to the farm and then have to come back. Oh, you gotta be kidding. I bought the wrong bucket. How do you need 100 horsepower to use a bucket? What? I want all of my money back. I don't want part of it back. I want all my money back. That is so stupid. Wow. Wish I'd have seen that. Now down to 5,800 bucks. We live and we learn. And I still have to buy urea. I need to be entitled to financial compensation for that screw up. Okay, let's try this again. We need to buy urea. I am not buying a boatload of it. $1,000 should get me a good chunk of the way. If it doesn't, we got problems. Hypothetically, I could just spread this field, load the tractor back on the trailer, tow it to the farm, then come back, get the spreader, and then drive north, because the other two fields are to the north anyway. Let's just say it feels good to finally drive the antique, especially at the field we just found it at. Yay! The Farmall's not useless! I still can't believe I bought the wrong bucket. I thought the bucket size didn't matter. Why does a bucket require 100 horsepower? That's stupid. Here is food for thought. We're gonna dive into a little bit of science. Heading into our help tab, we're gonna be spreading the nitrogen, because what I did not realize is that you could, look at the data and it will show you what you need to know to do your job right. Grass does have the ability now to do a yield bonus, but it's through nitrogen, not P and K. If we look at the map when I planted all this stuff, I thought the P and K was the stuff that actually gave you the yield boost. It's not. It's nitrogen. Hypothetically, I could do the side dressing with the Nutramax from Unverferth, but I do not see that being logical to really any reason. Simply put, I don't think you would run one of those in a grass field. It seemed more logical to run a fertilizer spreader with fertilizer in it. In practice, this should have been done early spring or later fall. Like I mentioned, it's been a cooler spell because it's blowing in a warm front. We're gonna get some big storms this weekend. Just trying to get ahead of the curve. Let's check on Arthur up north and see how that Titan's working. Maybe send him to the other piece of land, and then we'll have him come back, and I'll get the money for whatever's in the rest of the P&K tank. Oh, cool, he's done. Well, I like that. Might be a little tall to be using this in the crop. Usually, corn plants and plants in general are really, really strong when they're young, but you start getting them when they get taller and they get a little bit more brittle. Yeah, these plants do not like floater tires of a massive machine driving right over the top of them. Not my fault. This ain't my crop. I'm just doing what was ordered. Heading back south, knock that out real quick. I think we will take this in 2 trips. I'll put the tractor back on the trailer it back to the farm, then come get this, and we'll move north. I'll have to talk to Arthur if I can just use his entire versatile setup with a front loader. I don't really want to bug the co-op to use their 340 Magnum to pull a seed drill, but I don't remember if that seed drill takes more power than his little versatile has. The Nemesis is what he has at 230. What does his drill take? 150. Oh, his versatile could easily pull it. Let's get on a phone call with him and just see what he thinks. Hey, Arthur, quick question for you. I'm gonna go try and knock out that CRP grounds. That way we might have a first cutting towards the end of the season. But more importantly, for next season, we can get ahead of it. Do you happen to have the availability to let me borrow your little versatile with the front loader? Well, I don't want to talk to the co-op since I've already been using quite a bit of their stuff, and I don't think yeah. Your versatile could pull the seed drill, right? So can we hook the versatile up to the Landau and try and just go plant that quick? Okay, I'm down at the dealer right now, just swapping off the Super M on the fertilizer spreader, so I'd be up there in probably 10-15 minutes. That'll work. Thanks, bud. He said that'd be fine. He might need it a little later today, but if we can get it in and out pretty quickly, we shouldn't have any problems. What I don't know is going to be a problem. Nope, the bucket. I was kind of worried about the bucket if that would cause an issue. When we take the Titan back down, we'll try and get that thing hooked up. It takes a little bit to get everything situated. That means that's a good chance we'll just leave the fertilizer spreader at the North Farm. Once we get everything in, then we can just tote it up there and spread it quick. Heck, I'm gonna need this. Why would I drop this off at the farm? Just trailer it up to the other... You bonehead. I seriously don't know why I did not think to just trailer the tractor up north and then go get the fertilizer spreader. That, to me, is just wow. Wow. Just leave the trailer up here. That won't be a problem. Set it off to the side where it's kind of out of view. Maybe I should have told Arthur I'd be closer to 30 minutes. This is a circus. Oh, I do not have any fuel in the pickup. Yep, we are stopping by the fuel barrel. Holy cow, that would have been nice to know. This thing is a fuel hog. I thought this 6.0 would be a little bit more fuel efficient. Well, I guess I did put a toot on it. That's besides the point. It's not as bad today, but it is going to get muggy by the end of this week. If there's one thing I hate more is humidity. Ugh. Me and humidity do not work hand in hand at all. If I'm working, it's not as bad because at least I'm moving my own air. I'll just say, if you strap me to a chair in a hot room with no moving air, I will just like... I will just crumble. Arthur's got to be done by now, but I'm gonna at least get started with the spreader before we start heading that direction. Are you not gonna spread it? Hello? Why are you not spreading? I gotta do this manually? Path is oh, it's the bucket. That is my one pet peeve about this stinking bucket. Okay, let's try that again. Just gotta remember that is there. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's go check on the Titan. Heck yeah, he is done. Still a little bit left in the hopper. That'll be a nice paycheck for me to help me offset the costs of my stupidity with the bucket. About an $800 loss. No, $600 loss. They always say, you know, which farmer in the area gets the most from the government because they have the most curved bill from looking in the mailbox. I got a flat bell on. I'm not doing this right. I don't see this being much, but I'm hoping for at least a couple $100. Please do not let me down. I'll take $1,500. Heck yeah, that'll cover a couple bills. We'll sell the urea back as well. I'm not going to use nearly all of that in the hopper. We might have a little bit more money than we started with today. That would be a really nice, really nice kick. Shows that I'm actually making money on this farm. Migrating back up to Arthur's, this is the versatile that I was talking about. It's that little front loader one. We didn't see this a lot in the earlier days because he kind of had it stationed up north. That and my old device just couldn't handle that many pieces of equipment. But I'm pretty sure this thing will make quick work of pulling the drill. Yes, this thing does already have seed in it. Perfect. I'll give Daryl a quick call to see if he can swap over the Farmall to the bigger looking boomerang field. And by the time he gets that spread, we might be able to start migrating him to the north to put the base layer of fertilizer down on the new seed because we'll probably have this done. Hey, Daryl, how far are you on that one plot? Oh, you're already done. Well, can you just start working on that field to the north of the barn? North side of the barn? And you're already doing it. Okay. Maybe if I just listen to you for once, I'd actually understand what's happening. Nope, that'll work. Arthur and I are getting the seed drill just finalized, and if you want to follow us to the new big ground afterwards, you can, but you can also stand back and go get lunch or something for a bit, because we're going to take a little while to plant that. Yep, sounds good. Thank you, bud. He's already spreading. If I'd have just listened for 10 seconds, then he'd have told me what he was doing. We'll just get all our hydraulics hooked up, and then it is off to the new ground to plant some hay. Well, grass.
A few moments later.
I don't know where the bucket for this tractor's at. He has one, but it just doesn't have anything on it. Always found that kind of interesting. I know he's got a set of pallet forks for this, because when we do not supply the seed to him from the co-op, he has the boxes at the farm in the shed, and he'll load the boxes into the tender with this thing. But he doesn't do cattle and he doesn't do hay, so I don't really know why he has the front loader tractor when that's the only thing I know he uses it for. Maybe I should buy it off of him. I can't afford this. I can't even afford the farm haul. Enough dilly-dallying. We got grass to plant. I feel like our fertilizer spreader spreads a little bit wider than this. I could be wrong, but let's get a little bit of exercise in and run down south, because I want to see where the Farmall is at. Hey, he's not doing too bad. We might get a heck of a paycheck off the back half of this spreader. We hadn't even used half of what I put in it. I think we'll tune in to the greatest radio station on Spotify, 3800 The Buck. Get you guys some shots between planting and spreading fertilizer. Have yourself a fun time. Let's get to the drone.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kind of miss this.
That concludes all of the fields that are already grown with grass. We might hang back for a little bit to get that field planted. I think he just started on the rows for the grass. But until then, I think we should probably get... what else do I still have left to do? I don't think I really have a whole lot of work to do on the farm. Let me double check. I don't think we have anything we need to do. Take a look at the animals. Our calving pen, still doing great. Got 2 good mama cows. And the pasture obviously is doing good as well. I didn't know we could only fit 40 of them in that. I mean, still 40 cows, that's a lot. They're doing decent on feed, don't need to worry about that. Market, it's gonna be a bit before we can get the beef cattle ready to go, but I would think we could have our full batch for March and April. I've kind of considered, since we're gonna have a lot of crops, maybe getting just a little bit of pork, get some cattle going, but I would need to rent out the farrowing pen from this particular plot and possibly even the hog barn on the opposite side of this barn. Pretty much just bringing BTO into the first gen farm. The money is crucial, and managing it's going to be even more crucial. How much is this thing doing on fuel? I have yet to check the... Oh man, this tractor is really fuel efficient. Heck yeah. That or the fuel gauge is broken and we're going to run out of fuel. We'll figure it out. Better yet, we could fit the whole thing inside under cover. Even better. Let's go just stall some time and watch the grass get planted while we wait to spread the last bit of fertilizer and call it a day. Oh, he's moving along. Maybe this plot isn't as big as I think it is. That still is a lot of grass. How much would that cost us to get a bigger, like, mowing and baling setup? I guess we could kind of start budgeting that. Don't really need a bigger mower. It's more I would like to get the baler. And my current square baler... Maybe we could get 30,000 out of that, but that still means over 60,000 of that needs to be financed if I want to get this, because I like my round bales, but it's one less task I have to do with the hay rack because I just go and pull the Max D trailer and just auto load them on, because I sure as heck know the Farmall is not lifting those big round bales up unless we put a heck of a counterweight and one heck of a hydraulic system on it. Well, I would have brought the fertilizer spreader over, but I fell asleep sitting behind the wheel, took a little nap. Field's done being seeded. That's great. Now I just gotta get the fertilizer out. I didn't think I was that tired. Whoa! Since when did the tree come down? I never knew that was a thing. Huh, derooted it and everything. Oh, geez, we got 2 trees down. The end of the world is coming. It's official. We should have enough product in the spreader to get the job done, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. We have the mill right next to us if we need to fill up. I'd prefer to go to the co-op, but we can go to the mill It's not gonna be the end of the world. The end of the world is coming. Gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with the longevity of the Farmall. It's been doing a great job. Not like it's been doing a really tedious job, but it's finally getting to work. It's been sitting in the shed for over a year, and we kind of finally gave it a purpose. I'm gonna get the spreader started, make sure it's working right. Then we will just take the Versatile back to Arthur's because he needs the tractor for this afternoon. And that should do it. Ooh, we can cover almost 2 passes with this. Oh, we'll be done. We'll be done in a jiffy. That's what we like to see. Efficiency, baby. Efficiency. We'll let the Farmall take care of that. Let's get the land all folded up. Back on the way to Arthur's. That's really all we got for you guys today, so make sure to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, most importantly, keep it fun. This is Squad Farms out and probably off the road. Peace.